Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, a Wednesday morning pop-up lesson. And what in the world am I doing on a Wednesday morning? Well, I'm stopping this track. The other thing about a Wednesday morning like this is that we're getting ready for a course launch this Friday. We're doing Bob's songs, we're doing 5 songs, and this is one of the songs. I've been showing you Blues for Marla and a couple other things that we're doing. But let's talk about some of the things you're going to learn on this pop-up lesson today. The first thing is that you have this pentatonic. So the minor pentatonic is kind of like the blues scale, right? But you don't have the flat fifth, or the tritone, the sharp 4, whatever you want to call it. It's just one of the major scale, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. And so a lot of things in this song, this solo transcribe, it started off as a bass solo, and I was transcribing some phrases from it, and then it turned into a song. So that's all I have for the birth of this song. You have this pentatonic idea, and what I love about minor pentatonic is that you can just play these shapes all the way up and down, and technically, like all of the other ideas, you could play it over the entire blues and it's going to sound great. I'll do this just going up. I'm just doing C minor pentatonic. I could do it here. And fingering wise, I'm just doing 1, 2, 3. Now, am I going to play like that all the time? No. I'm just showing you how it works over the entire blues. And it's kind of nice to little do triplets there. 1 and then 2 and then 3. Or you could do it like that. Or you could do it on the way down. You can go. Almost like a connector idea, right? But you don't want to just play that. Okay. That would get kind of old quick. All right, but let's go back to the original idea of the melody of this song. It starts off with our 5/6 root. Anybody that wants to say hello in the chat, you could do that so that I don't feel so alone on this early pop-up lesson. That's part of the reason why we might only have me as the host and nobody else in this lesson, because it's early. But this is one of the songs in the new course that comes out Friday, and I want you to know that this idea piggybacks on what we did before. We have and it goes up to the 6th note, which is also a really important part of this chorus. It gets that tritone. So here's the first part of the melody. Even though we're at the end of the song, and then it does pentatonic. I'm sorry, and then it does major. Let me stop this and actually explain that instead of rambling on and kind of showing you. So the first part of the song, boo-doo-da, be-da-da, and then it goes right here. So it's pentatonic, but I jump up a fourth, so it goes up to the C, and then I do something a little bit sneaky here. Instead of staying pentatonic, I'm going to go major. Ba ba da da. I just love that sound, especially over G minor and C. And then it does it again. Boo doo da, be da da, ba da. Isn't that nice? Now, technically, on the A7, we need to be here, not here. But that gives us our fifth note. And then we're going to do the minor pentatonic ending of the song. But let's talk just a little bit about this idea about the 5/6 root and the tritone. Notice that works over the C as well as the F. Kind of important to know. Just like all of these things I've been saying over and over, is you wear these ideas out, they become a part of you and who you are as a player. And you don't even have to be at your instrument to practice this. Boo-doo-dum, ba-da-bum, bo-doo-ba-dum, ba-ba-bo-da-dum. So you practice boo-doo-dum, ba-da-dum, and then practice while you're just walking around the house. Boo-doo-dum, ba-da-dum, bo-doo-ba-bum, ba-ba-bo-doo-dum. Do it again. Now you're on the F chord, but still do the same phrase. Boo-doo-dum, ba-da-dum. Then it goes da da. Here's where we get minor pentatonic. Minor pentatonic. Ba da 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 ba 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 ba. I did that on purpose because this, just like all the other songs that are coming out on Friday, is I wanted different elements of each song, and this is what I love about these songs, so many things, but one of those is it gives you melodic material that really sounds good, and it's not just, blues licks or just jazz licks. It's really, I think it gives you a melodic sense of vocabulary, if that even makes sense, which it probably doesn't, is that I go boo-doo-da. This 5/6 root is something I want everybody to know. I was teaching a lesson yesterday to an extremely talented student, and I was showing him this idea of the 5/6 root. This idea, boo-da-da-da-da, and how important the 5/6 root is. And then we started listening to Oscar Peterson, and right away, and this was random, he said, "Oh yeah, I was working on this Oscar Peterson song," and we listened to it, and I said, "Well, what is he doing right there?" He was in the key of F, but he was doing this, right? This really important melodic idea. So when you learn little melodic ideas, even if it's 5/6 root, you can use that over the entire blues. Now I'm going to do it again. Isn't that crazy the way that works over the entire blues? It go. Stay there. That's if I only had a brain. Okay, now I was quoting something yesterday, and I'm like, "Oh, that sounds like Mario Kart," and here it is, a blues lick. All right, how's everybody doing? Who is going to be the first person to say hello in the chat? That helps me know that you wake up early, if that's the case. Somebody's going to say hello in the chat, and I actually don't even have the chat open, so maybe somebody did. No, it's just me. All right, so let me think. Okay, now let's go back to this idea of the first part of this song is ba-doo-da, tritone right there of A. Ba-da-da, and then it does minor pentatonic. And I love that major there. That's really nice. And then it does it again. So even over the 4 chord, the F, it works. And then we get to the pentatonic part. But let's talk about, again, this idea of repetition of your ideas. And this takes 2 ideas and puts them together. And then it puts them together over the C section and the F section, right? It's that idea of combining your licks and ideas. That's why I am doing this course, is because I want you guys to connect all of these ideas. You guys love blues for Mahler. You love Akshay's blues. You love the blues transcribed. All these little trio ideas. And I want you to be able to put them all together and then just become a part of your vocabulary. If I just had bo-do-dum, bo-do-dum, ba-da-bum, bo-do-dum, I'm only going to use those notes. 2 and 3, bo-do-dum, ba-da-dum, bo-do-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, bo-do-dum, ba-ba-dum, bo-do, da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-dum, and 2 and 3. That this works is because you guys know this, but the difference between a C is the root of C, but over F, that's the 5th, right? That's the 9th, that's the 3rd of F, that's the 5th, and when I go, that's just the flat 7 of F. That's why that works. 3, 9, flat 7. This is, and when I go through each chord, if I go G minor, that's a minor, that's the 11th. That's the root of C. That's the 5th of F. That's the, on F sharp, that's the flat 5th. Works perfect. Over the A chord, that's the 9th, the sharp 9. Over the D minor, it's the flat 7. Over the G, it's the sus4. And then here we go. Okay, so let's kind of put the ending part of this lesson together. And if you are enjoying this, please let me know in the chat. I'm showing that we have 1 like, and maybe people just don't wake up this early at iMusicAcademy. I'm not sure. But I wanted to go live anyway, just to say hello to my community, our community, and just to encourage you guys to get up and go practice, do something fun. And I'm trying to keep it simple. It's like whenever I'm teaching lessons, give you guys some tips that I think are really helpful. Like, I have days worth of material, right? And I think that's awesome. But even when I have a lot of material, which I do, and I come out with new courses and all kinds of things, I love for you to focus on the basics. I tell everybody this the same way I want to practice as well, regardless of what instrument I'm on. Sometimes it's a good idea to practice something very simple like 5/6 root or be-da-dum or just this, because you can do other things like work on your left hand. 1 and 2 and 3, 2 and 3, and 2 and 3, 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 2 and 3 and 4. And on this example, I'm just doing 1 and 2 and. So the downbeat is on 1, and the and of 2 gets another beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. I also like to write out all of these ideas as well. On this one, I wrote this out in whole notes for especially for my beginners. I want you to be able to go 2 and 3, 2, 3. Okay, so I want you to be able to work on your left hand and your right hand. And yesterday in the lesson that I taught live, we were going over this idea of small amounts of material, but also do something where you force yourself to play some rhythm or some idea all the way through whatever you're working on. Or maybe it's a rhythm like this, 1 and 2 and. So I'm doing short, 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 which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Or I could do long, short, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. I like the 1 and 2 and 3. I've always liked the short stabs as opposed to the long. Now sometimes it's important just to go like this, just to hold it. And then maybe go back. Okay. All right, let's turn on the track and let's go over the end part. But before I do that, I need to show you the end. The end is that minor pentatonic idea, which we started with at the very beginning of this lesson. It does da 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 da. No, that's not. That's the wrong one. Let me think. Da 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 da. That's it. So it's minor pentatonic. It goes to 2, and even though it's not a chord tone, it's the minor 11th of D minor, but it still works because it's minor pentatonic, and as I already showed you guys, you can play the minor pentatonic over the entire blues. And so I want you to remember this as you improvise, is that you know that you have this melodic material that right here that will work over the entire blues. But then there's a section where I go this. I love that little line right there. It's minor pentatonic, but it doesn't just go up the scale. It does. And then it does something really interesting. It gets out of this just minor third sound, and I go, give it a little bit of light there with that E natural. Da 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 da. It goes back into the minor pentatonic right here. Da da. That's it. So da 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 da, and then it ends with this. Puts that flat 7 of the C blues scale. 5, flat 7. Okay, let's turn on the track, play it all the way through, and then we're going to do some slight variations for our improvisation. 2, 3, and 2. That's that major third, and 2. All right, here's the minor pentatonic. And 2. Let's repeat it. And 2. And 3. Do some improv. Let's go back to the melody. right, now let's stop this and talk about some simple ideas as we, I'll probably just go a few more minutes since nobody's really on this morning, but let me at least give you a couple of other fun really ideas. Yesterday we were talking about this idea of outlining your chord tones. Ba, ba, da, ba. So C major. When I go to the F, I can go to F triad. I'm thinking triads right now. When I go to that G minor, I can think G minor triad. And sometimes it's a good idea to practice your triads and different inversions and all over the keyboard, because in my opinion, the more we work on triads, major and minor, we really start to see the keyboard. Now, you're saying, what in the world does that mean, to see the keyboard? I think it means that you start to see you hear things, but you also understand. You'll start to see, oh, this is C triad, second inversion. That's first inversion, and that's root position. So as I improvise, even if I'm doing this as an exercise, I can go around the keyboard and start nailing some chord tones. So watch this. I'll go C, all triads. F triad, A triad. I'm going to go D major, G major, F triad, C triad, G minor. I go diminished. So even over all of that silliness, I was basically just thinking about triads, and occasionally I would do something by sliding around a half step or a half step above or a half step below, and sometimes I would enclose a note, like if I went right? Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Right from our song there. Okay, we have one person watching now, and that's me. All right, I'm just gonna go another minute or two. Actually, I'm having fun because I'm practicing myself and trying to get some things done and try to show you guys a few things. But this is it's obviously not good to go at 7:30 in the morning or whatever time I started. But I'm still going to give a couple of tips. I do want everybody to get to where you're seeing the keyboard, as well as if I go boo da 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 da, I want you to be able to hear those things and know exactly where it is, because whether you're at your keyboard or not at your keyboard, I want you to really understand where you are, and also all the possibilities when you're looking at the keyboard. Because if you think about it and you think about C major and just triads, right? We know that we can go minor third to major third, and that's going to sound good. And I'm visualizing this C pattern as an entire like a home base. I could go So that time on purpose, I didn't even leave this area, and I'm still doing mostly triads. And that's kind of fun to really think about. Now, another idea you can do is, let's say I was on D minor, and instead of D minor, which is great to know your D minor triad, right? I could also do this, which is really fun, is I could go, instead of D minor, I could start thinking over my D minor, I could think A minor over that. It's a little more advanced, but it's still this concept. If I think A minor over D minor, I get the 5th of D minor, I get the flat 7, and I get the 9th of D minor. And that's the game changer right there when you have this. And even when you hear me doing these 1, 2, 3, 5 patterns, I'm trying to show you that you can play 1, 2, 3, 5 of the major scale on your chords. Or your F chord, you could go here, or the minor chord, G minor, you could do G minor. So even that, I'm just showing you, you can put blues licks in between all of the simple things, right? Like if we want to do this one from Blues Volume 1 and our 15 chords you need right now, boom. Put that same idea in some different keys, because those are fun ideas, even if you're going. And even when I did that, and I went triad. My brain thought triad, and my fingers and my ear all at the same time. Ba ba da da da. How's it going, Vicky? Good to see you this morning. Okay, so you see how that works, right? So let's turn on the track again and go over these simple concepts as we start to wind up this very low attended lesson. Here we go. That's just the pentatonic part. Let's do it again. 2 and 3. All right, now let's just stay on that one idea. I can do the same thing, but here. Now I could go. Yeah, and I will say this, when this course comes out on Friday, I've already added some bonus etudes. And one of those is this idea of you have all your jazz trio chords, and we have this 5-note pattern. Everybody make sure you learn your 5-note blues scale pattern. It's something that I teach regardless of wherever you are in your level. I want you to be able to get this 5-finger pattern down in both hands eventually, and to be able to transpose that, because it also helps you really see the keyboard and gives you some tools that you can play all the way through the blues. I could, throughout the whole blues, I could go. All that's going to work fine, no problem. But even a better choice is to go down to 3 half steps down from the root. Now you have this. And it'll work over the entire blues. But in between that, And to go along with that, you can think about your C major triad, which is really nice. Yeah, Joseph, I just had to get back in the studio and do some practicing. I've got this new resource coming out on Friday, and I've just been working on it. But I'm showing you guys everything that I've been working on. But that's funny. Joseph is right. I'm off by an hour. I actually started even earlier than that, and it was just me teaching to myself. Okay, so now we have this idea of, which I really love, is if you have this and you have your 5-note blues scale pattern that you can do, of course, on the C, you can give me, which gives me the major third right off the bat on C. Because to me, even though one of your bonus etudes has this, it goes to that minor third. It's a little bit on the darker side of the blues to start out right there. I want to hear some chord tones that really hear that third right here. So I'm going to do something like this. And on the F, I'm going to go to that flat 7, right? So this is nailing those chord tones. And even that, what I just did right there, is that triad, the second inversion triad, which we've been talking about for about almost an hour now, probably, is this idea of really seeing the keyboard. So let me turn on the track again, and I'm going to play the song exactly as it is written out at first. Here's the 5/6 root. There's your tritone. Let me start it over again. I'll just play it instead of talking through it. 2 and 3. There's your major third. Pentatonic. Hey, Bill. Hey, really quickly, I want you guys to know that even though we've been doing this area of the piano, you heard where I did some triad kind of things in there. But I want to remind you that you have this minor pentatonic part of the song, and then notice that I went up to the blues scale. So I was intentionally really digging into that major third. And I really wanted to hear that, and then I wanted to hear that flat 7 over the F chord. But what's really nice is I went up to the blues scale, so even though I was really nailing that third on purpose, I also wanted to get that descending blues scale in. Okay, so one of the songs that made it in the course that's coming out Friday is I See a Pattern Blues. The more I play, I see a pattern, I see the blues scale, and I know that it is just what I need. The more I play, I see a pattern, I see the blues scale, and I know that it is just what I need. The blues scale starting on C, come learn the pattern with me. I see the blues scale and I know that it is just what I need. Right, it actually has lyrics, as silly as they are. But the idea of having that descending blues scale is just a nice way. You can play it straight as it is. But what I was doing was mixing it up. I was doing major third. And then when I wanted to go back into the blues, like if I just stayed major the whole time, it wouldn't be the essence of the blues. If I go... Now I'm hitting both, but if I go... So you hear that blues scale is really keeping that essence of the blues there, and I can go up to the minor third as well. So just getting that blues scale, even your descending blues scale down, is a really nice way to kind of keep the essence of the blues while still nailing some major thirds. Bill, really good to see you, and good to see you, Joseph and Vicky. And let's see if I got everybody in the chat. Okay. Let's play the song again, and I'll just, before I get off the stream, I'll go over a few more concepts. Here we go. Two. Let me stop this before it gets out of hand. Are you guys enjoying the lesson? Does anybody have any coffee this morning? That's what I want to know. Bill, do you have your coffee for today? So even just then, I think there's some really important, just some really important tips there. Really enjoyed this lesson. The light up keyboard was really nice to see the patterns. Awesome. All right. I'm glad that you liked it. I tell you what, let me do something for you guys here that I did yesterday. And you have to do this while the stream is live. I'm going to give you guys one of the songs from the course that's coming out Friday. But you're going to have to ask for access to the folder. Or for this song. I don't even know what permissions I have set. Yeah, okay. So let me do this. Blues for Marla. I'm glad you liked the lesson. That's awesome. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to copy this in here. No coffee this morning, Bill? All right, so Dante's Chronic Odyssey. I can't be calling you that. That's too long of a name. Tell me your name. All right, so go ahead and click on that. Anybody who's watching this, we have 10 people watching. Just click on that. I'm going to give you guys this PDF. I want you guys to practice this stuff. Now, this one is Blues for Marla. The one we've been playing is a different song, but it will be in the course on Friday. But Blues for Marla does this. It has the voicings, which is really nice. It has this. Right? And it goes back to that tritone. So you'll notice that in this course, it's really teaching you really good melodic material. And some of the songs really connect to each other by design. Just like I started off this morning when it was just me playing during this lesson of showing you how you could take this idea and play it over the entire song. I'll even demonstrate that for Blues for Marla. So I think I have that one pulled up now. And what I'll be doing, I'm showing I have 2 likes on this. That's not very good. Hopefully it's more than that. But anyway, it's not about the likes. It's about checking in and making sure you guys are good and enjoying this. All right, let's, all right, there you go. Dante, Joseph would like this PDF. So Joseph, let me add you guys to this PDF here. All right, Dante. Dante, that's an awesome name. All right. I can roll with Dante. All right, so then Joseph. All right, got you guys covered. Anybody else that wants this, just make sure you... Wait, did I have somebody else request? Let me just check. Joseph, good news. Okay, and I'm looking at my email if anybody else wants this. Hey, Doug, good to see you. Doug, no sirens today. There might have been one part there where you would have given me that. My cat's name, Inferno. That's the coolest name for a cat. You want me to like call you? I already think. All right, Zet. Let me add you to this PDF, Blues for Marla. Doug, you already have this. This is Blues for Marla, but I'm going to add you to this anyway. This is one of the songs. Blues for Marla is in the course that's coming out on Friday. But we've been going over another song from there. All right, Zed, I added you as well. All right. Timing threw you off today. Yeah, that's what everybody's been saying that, my timing. I just decided to do a pop-up. As you guys know, Wednesdays are not my normal days to teach, but sometimes I'll do that. Yeah, all right, Doug's got the thing. Latino, don't understand, I can only watch you. Greetings from Peru. Awesome, first time on your live. Awesome, everybody shout out to Cosmo. Cosmo, let me make sure. I want to get you this PDF. I'm looking, okay? So, okay, now Blues for Marla has this idea of, and it also does that. Doug's making sure that he gives me the police car right away, no matter what. In case anybody needs to know, Doug is the speed police of iMusicAcademy. All right, if I'm doing something too fast, here we go. We have this. So over the entire blues, I can play this. So I want you guys to know that as we're going through these songs, you have this melodic material in any key. You'll be able to do that. If I was in the key of F and I go G, right? Okay. Bill says, "Me too, Doug." What is he? Me too. Is this about the police siren? I know it's not. If Bill starts to do the police siren, we're all in trouble. Okay, now we're going to back up because I want to go back into Blues Transcribe in just a minute, but I'm just giving you a couple of the ideas, and of course you have this entire PDF that has the voicings in there. Blues for Marla is very simple. It has this idea, and then it does it again. And then it does it one more time. Okay, nod from you. Okay, very good. So once you get that melodic material in your brain, you have it, and it becomes a part of you. And as I said earlier, I can play and sing this without even being at the keyboard, and you can too. And start with this. Let me stop this. Now we're going to transition back to the other song, and I'm going to show you how it all works together. Let's see, 1 second. I'm back in town. I'll be able to set up. Perfect. Okay, let me just check my email to see if anybody else has requested this PDF. Okay, nobody yet. All right, let me pin this just in case somebody would like to. While I'm live, you can download this because the chat will go away, at least for a day, before you'll be able to see the link again. Okay, so we have, I think I just pinned it. Did I just pin it? Okay, yes. There it is right there. Okay. So Bill says that he likes this. Everybody likes this little idea. So I've been talking about this 5/6 root. Oscar Peterson, all the jazz greats, they know this 5/6 root, and even this idea of the tritone. Be-dum, be-dum. Very important. Okay, very important. Now I'm going to put this. I'm going to transition back to the other song that we did already, which is the IMA-based solo transcribe. Now, on this new course that's coming out, everything connects. Okay, this is 5 songs. It's all you get in this volume, but it's 5 songs to really build some amazing confidence. Now, here we go. I'm even showing you like the material that's in it. Blues for Marla is in this course. But I also teach it, break everything down, of course. But watch this. So here's the difference. 1, 2, and 3. Ba-da-da, and 2, ba-da-da, and 2, Already, same notes. Totally different style, right? Ba-da, and 2, and 2. Then it does this. That's minor pentatonic. So the difference in this specific song is you still have the connected material from the other song, but we're adding the minor pentatonic scale, which I mentioned. The blues scale has that note, but the minor pentatonic has 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1, right? And as I mentioned earlier, you could keep doing that over and over. But boo-doo-da, here we go. Boo-doo-da, ba-da-da. And then it does the minor pentatonic. And it does something really interesting here. Instead of going here, we go major third. I want to hear that sound. Does it again. Here we go. There it is. And then we go to the minor pentatonic again. Okay, let's turn this on with, let's turn the track on and have fun with this idea. Imagine if you start learning this melodic material and then you play it in any key you want, and any time you're playing the blues. And just like with all the other things, is that you can do this stuff when you're not even at your keyboard. And that's another part of this course that's coming out on Friday, is that I want you to be able to get these phrases in and soaked into your brain so that you're walking around and you're thinking, boo-doo-dum, ba-da-bum, boo-dum-bum. You could play that, just the first line of the song, through the entire blues over and over and over and over. Watch this. If I go, I'll just sing the first part. Here we go. Boo-doo-dum, ba-da-bum, boo-doo-dum, ba-da-bum, boo-doo-dum-dum, ba-dee-da-dum-dum, boo-doo-dum-dum, boo-dee-da-dum, boo-ba-da-dee-da-da-da-dum. Now, I'm going to play along what I just sang. Here we go. Bum-bum, ba-da-bum. Let's do the whole song. 2 and 2. All right, now, before I go down a diminished rabbit hole, are you guys enjoying this? It's funny, I'm getting all these text messages from family, and it's just the note C over and over. Da, da, da. Probably good since we're in the key of C. All right, let me know how much you're enjoying this. I'll probably go another 10 or 15 minutes since I'm way over time anyway, as long as you guys are enjoying this. Think of this as the normal amount of time, just an hour or two more. All right, so watch this. Let's talk about this, Doug and everybody else. Earlier in the lesson today, I was talking about this particular song of having the minor pentatonic, right? How nice that is to have this. But to go along with that, there's something really important, is that if I'm thinking about C major and I go, right, all of this C major, and I think minor third to major third. I can think triads, and I can think minor third to major third, but having these tricks of, we know we can play the A blues scale over the entire blues, and occasionally we hint around to C major, so watch this. You play a little bit, and then you let a little time go by. There's that little major third I wanted to hear, and I can do it again because that's the 9th of D minor. That's the 13th of G. Let's do that again. And 2, and 3, and 4. I went F triad. Now watch C triad. A triad. What do you guys think about what I just did there? I was doing mainly simple ideas related to either triad bass or this idea of major third and minor third, right? And then, oh, the other thing is I, on purpose, did this over and over, right? Because it's another idea of not only practicing a small amount of material, but also playing something over and over so you can see that it fits over the entire blues, right? You guys notice how that worked over the entire blues? Now, would that sound good if you played that as your solo? No, it wouldn't. But when you're practicing, it just shows you. You can make it work anywhere. I can go. All right, do you guys see how that works? All right, I'll drink coffee and you guys tell me what you think. I got to get caught up. I think the chat's more active than I thought it was. This is great song to play. Okay. Dante says, I will have these intervals in your head all day. Yes, that's exactly right. Joseph is enjoying. Bill is also enjoying. Kink, 11 coins. Sent gold coin. Thank you, Kink. Kinks USA. Hey, Kinks, I think you already have blues for Marla, right? Just making sure. I put the link in there. Okay, now let's end this lesson. I'm already going to be over. Actually, it's 8:26. I said 8:40, so I'll end at our normal time, even though I've been going for a long time on this lesson. But this idea of you have this area of C in the piano, right? C triad. You have ba dee da 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 ba or da 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 ba or da 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 da. We love that right here, right? Thank you for the gold coin for 10 jewels. Very important. I really appreciate all the support. So watch this. So notice even how I connected that. Remember, you can go up to the flat 7 of the scale. So notice, that's a nice phrase. Or I love the idea of chromatically the 3rd up to the 5th, and also you hear this generic lick right here, right? You've heard a million times, but there's something really nice about that major 3rd, and you're right under your 5-note pattern. That's really important because you have this, and there I went to the triad. Okay, so just connecting your scale ideas as well. We're not going to go into the scale connection ideas, but I want to. All right. We're going to do, we have 13 minutes left in this lesson. Give me some feedback on how all of this makes you feel. Hey, let me tell you guys something important. So, in addition to all the courses and me going live, even when I go live and I give tons of things away. You guys know all that. But one thing that really helps me is when you guys actually comment on a video. The chat is awesome and very important part of the thing. But I need people to comment on my videos. Because it starts discussion and of course it helps the algorithm. But my channel hardly ever gets comments. It's very bizarre. All right, Dante says, I play guitar, but also play piano. All these licks and ideas are really great. Hey, thanks, Dante. Yeah, so guys, in all of my videos, any videos that are live, please take time to leave a comment. If you have my courses at iMusicAcademy.com, go leave a review. I hardly get any reviews except for my really faithful people. And for me to really ramp up iMusic Academy and this channel, I need you guys to do those two things. If you decide to get courses, of course, that helps me from a financial standpoint. I don't sell a lot of courses. I have my memberships and I have my all access group and all that, but I need more engagement on the channel. And it doesn't cost you a cent to do that. All right, so Dante, I play guitar as well. And I really like the fact that you like these for guitar, especially on guitar, which I'm going to try to pull this guitar off the wall. And I would love to hear about all your guitar stuff. You're not going to be able to hear this. But like, if I do, let's see. It's close enough. So if I did this, okay, and I go bump up, da da da, or if we're in C, so if you do a C blues, and even these ideas, right, or I would say all day long, I'm out of tune for sure. I'm not gonna. This is not a guitar lesson, but this idea. From the blues scale, all the different ideas and patterns. It works so beautifully together with just the idea of going do de doo dee dong, and you can start up here. Bobby doo dee. Anyway, I love teaching guitar, and I teach guitar as well, and nobody ever sees it on iMusic Academy. And which brings me to another thing. I don't know if I should do guitar lessons at iMusic Academy on this channel, or if I need to start a new channel. What do you guys think? I do have a lot of multi-instrumentalists at iMusic Academy. So, interesting. Okay, so Dante, all of those blues ideas, even this on guitar, 2 and 3, and then put in your pentatonic. Your guitar guy, pentatonic scales flow effortlessly on the guitar, as well as your blues scale. And put a generic lick in there. All right, a couple more sips of coffee. We have 8 minutes left. Okay, Bill says, I want to learn harmonica. Yes, I can teach you that, Bill. Absolutely. I love harmonica. And I have a set of harmonicas as well. I have the like the chromatic ones, as well as some of the ones that are in certain keys and all that. Yep. In fact, during the summer at the school that I head up for kids, we teach harmonica during the summer. That's cool. Do you have a harmonica? All right, now let's wrap up this lesson by going through this Blues Transcribes song again. This will be in the chorus for Friday. Here we go. I can help with that. And 2. Awesome. So Dante, do you have the little holder so you can play guitar and do that? And 2. And 2. And 2. Here's pentatonic. This again. Nice. Okay, now let's go back to triads. So just doing triads. Inversion. G minor. Okay. What I don't want to do is, which I've already done, is give you guys too many concepts, but I want to remind you that if you have Blues for Marla and you have this song right here, I'm sorry, the one we're doing, okay, that's melodic material for days. And then occasionally put in a little blues lick. Right? And do it on different keys, right? You need to be able to play some little ideas in different keys. Now, a more basic idea, Bill, Vicky, Joseph, Kinks, all of you, is this idea of going up to the 4th note of the scale, which is F, and the root, and do minor triad. So, okay, that's not a bad idea to do because it breaks up the idea of melodic material. I'm just going here, 3 and 4. Yeah, so Dante brings up an interesting point. He says, on the F7, never thought of doing a B flat over your F7. And so the way I would like to say that, if you're playing an F and you play in fourths, Dante, that's F, B flat, and E flat, right? So over a F blues, you'll hear like, right? Use the use of fourths over that. But this, over an F, that's like a suspended sound, right? 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 There's your F, there's your major third in this. But in this case, if I'm thinking C and I go, even though that's like a suspended sound over that, and there's a rub, yes. But the reason I think it works is because, one, you're not really just going, you're just going down to something that makes sense as a part of the chord. At least that's the way I like to think of it. So I can go. So you see how I'm doing that? Dee-da-dee-da-da-da-da. That's my main thing to really connect to F7 there, right? So I'm still thinking, I'm thinking C7, I'm thinking the B flat there, but in the same way that if you're playing a C blues, and even on the F chord, you can get away with playing blues scale notes, right? Does that make sense there? So even as I'm doing this C blues scale, That's why you can get away with the C blues scale over the entire form, because it's the tension there, and we know it's tension, but it's where you resolve or how you resolve. I think because I went to F, Right, yeah. All right, Dante says brilliant. Yeah, it's a fun concept to think about. You learn simple ideas, Dante, even of this. If I'm on C and I go, all right, here's my C blues, and I go, be-da-da-da-da-dum, and I want to hear that major third. And then maybe I want to hear the minor third. Avinash, good to see you. Where you been, Avinash? Good to see you. Oh, actually, I was the one that was gone. But watch this. Imagine if you take, just like you take this, and you take those ideas. Imagine if you spend a little time, say, for the next 5 minutes, I'm going to do this. Right? Just go around the cycle and do something like that, because this is just a Mixolydian scale. And when I go, I'm visualizing and teaching myself a couple of really important things. I'm teaching myself to listen for that da, the flat 7, boom, ba, ba, ba. And you're teaching to hear that third right here, da, da. And when I go to the F, there's my flat 7. Avinash says, you were gone and I was more gone. Lost, recouping from so much chaos, trying to find a little solace in your class, dear Bob. You are the ChatGPT of words, Avinash. I'm very impressed. Thank you for saying that, and I'm glad that you're here. So, Dante, do you see this idea, which I'm sure you do on guitar, but this idea of da 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 dum, da 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 dum, dee da da, boo da dee da 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 da. Maybe I go to F. Dee da 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 da. And whatever key I'm in, I could go to that flat 7. Over G, right? Any key. Over B flat. Over B. What about B? But the only way you're going to get there is by thinking in small amounts of material, and it's really important to break it down into small sections. I'm going to give you a couple things as we wrap up. Why is it that I say we're going to wrap up? We were supposed to wrap up like 10 minutes ago, Joseph. Is Joseph here? If Joseph is still here, then we're going to have to shut it down. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Should we shut it down? I'm going to give you guys a couple more tips how to level up. Okay. Why? Always improving your theory. Okay. I learned by ear, so I'm always improving my theory. Very good. Why shut it down if you're here? I don't know. I just feel like you're going to judge me, Joseph, for going long. All right. Avinash says, hello, a lot is crumbling, but luckily I get to hear Bob playing, so this kind of helps soothe the frayed nerves. No chat GPT used here. I'm going to do a chat GPT program. I'm going to run it through chat GPT to make sure it wasn't chat GPT. You know I'm kidding, don't you? Okay. Avinash, so glad that you're here, and I hope that you are doing okay. And I'm really glad that, as always, you're one of our most important human beings in our channel. All right, so listen, I'm going to give you guys some really important things. Bill says he's got all morning. All right, 5-note blues scale. I'm going to write some random thoughts here. I should have said 5-note, but it says 5-note blues scale, okay? And then the next thing is we're going to talk about triads really quickly, triads. And I'm going to put the flat 7 idea, and then I'll put songs. Okay. Now, and I'm going to put left hand as another thing. All right, now, so before I do this, I need to say once again, I do have a course coming out Friday, which has 2 of these songs. It has 3 more songs added to this, and I'm starting a new series where I'm adding a bunch of Bob songs to each lesson. Why would I do this? Because I'm teaching you they're original songs, but they are copyright free. And I want you to, because they're original, and I'm teaching you how to learn how to improvise through these songs. And if you understand that, put a G for God in the chat. Teaching you how to improvise with these. I'm showing you the voicings. I'm showing you how to do left hand, and this comes to your left hand. Notice that in this song right here, I go through whole steps and half steps. Okay? Yeah. Joseph says he has to run, though. That's right, Joseph. That's why I said if Joseph's still here, Joseph will come in, and then he's got to be somewhere. He's always making the next move. Joseph is very important in this world. Okay, all right, very good. So as I'm doing this, lots of G's in the chat. So as I'm doing this exercise 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I'm just doing short. And you can break it down and do it like a classical person. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and I'm doing it slow and straight. I could also, in my right hand, a 5-note blues scale pattern, do it like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And this is something that I talk about a lot, is that I do have a classical background, and what I always have thought is that in blues and jazz, if you can think of everything like you could slow and straight, you can play anything, right? If you break it down and learn how to break it down. One of the things you need to be able to do is to separate the left hand and the right hand sometimes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And imagine if you're using a backing track: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And at first, you're going to do it like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and even slower. But we don't have time to go super slow. And then you put it with the right hand, what I call automatic pilot, and I do 1 and 2 and. Okay, the F sharp gets the and of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so that's about building getting the hands working together, which is such an important thing. And once you get that down, even at a basic level, when you're able to do this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, you're gonna love it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, because then you can focus on, and you won't even have to think about that 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. It's just about building up muscle memory, and that's what I like to teach you guys. And even in this course, I'm teaching you how to do your left hand and right hand together and how to link them up, which I always do in every course, but really in this course. All right, 5-note blues scale is this. Like, wherever your experience level is, take your time and get under this shapes. I do have an old course called the Shapes course, where I teach all these things of how to keep your hands over those 5 notes of whatever key you're in, because you can play an entire blues scale, which let me demonstrate right now just using those 5 notes. 2. I'll just do right hand only. Imagine this shape in any key, and I show up somewhere and played it. 2 and 3. And 2 again. Alright, so let me just show you something before you guys give me the police car idea. Is I love to teach people how to even do unison playing. Something that I've always wanted to do. And Avinash says, and Dante say, you have to remember how to practice. or to practice. Yeah. All right, I have a tip. Thank you for putting that or saying that. I'm going to give you this tip right here about practicing. Really important. So you're not going to feel motivated every day to practice. You're not going to feel motivated to do whatever it is you do. You know that. But where I think you find success is when you break things down into small musical pieces. Musical ideas. So like I said, the first 5 notes of the blues scale, and I'm showing you right now that you can do an entire blues solo in any key by just playing this. I cheated, but you see how that works? That's success right there. When you get this down, and even if you start, with the right hand only, that's great. Then you learn how to do this the same exact fingering you could play in any key. F blues scale, G blues scale, G flat blues scale. There's my A flat blues scale. There's my B flat blues scale. It doesn't happen overnight, but the main thing is you have a simple goal of this. That's why we work in C a lot. For my members, we know we transpose things and do all that, but when I'm doing some teaching, a lot of the time I'm in the key of C because it's great for beginners, but it's also great for even more experienced players to really see it in the key of C, and then you can transpose to other keys. I also teach the idea of the up-down method, which I like to do. It's just something where I've always done. It's like I'll teach you this, and then I want you to go up to something that's not comfortable for you, and then you come down here, and then I'm playing in the key of B, and you're like, hey, did I ever think that I'd be able to play in the key of B? And then all of a sudden you're playing in D flat. You just have to know, and somebody has to instruct you of like, hey, here's a way to build some success of playing in different keys. All right, so Dante, let's see, says, best way to practice is to play things you like to hear that make you feel good when you hear it, like this music. Yes, thank you, Dante. That's good. And also to add to that is I want you to build some success in not only playing things you like to hear and in your comfort zone. I also like to teach the building blocks of being able to to get out of your comfort zone just slightly. And I'm going to give you an example right now. This is, Avinash says, this is a major doubt I have. Until I understand what is being played, I'm not able to play it. Need kind of a theoretical understanding before I would actually like it. The brain is the first thing. Yeah, so here's what I want to show you here. Is you know how today, for instance, we said, I just told you that you can play your C blues 5-finger pattern all day long. And it's going to sound great over the entire blues. One of the next steps that I would teach you is that you're going to go down 3 half steps and you're going to play an A blues scale first, 4 notes. And then the only other element we're going to add is whatever key you're in, you do that triad. And you do the minor, you do the 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. So I'm doing what we call an enclosure. We're surrounding the target note, which is the 3rd of the major scale. A step above and a step below the target note. Da-da-da-da-da. And the reason I like to teach that and thinking in C major here, because it gives us a little bit of lift from this sound. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, that's going to get old if we do just that. But what really makes this come alive is when you not only play the first 5 notes of the C blues scale, but you go down 3 half steps and you play the A blues scale. And Dante, you know this, but this works perfect on guitar. I teach those all the time. Boo da da dee da 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 ba dee da 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 da. Right? And then if you want to, you can go up to the flat 7 idea we've been talking about. Cruella de Vil, right? Cruella de Vil is what I like to call that. All right. Avinash says, I don't agree because I feel that we have to step out of the comfort zone and play what we hate. I found that we improve when we play what we hate. Y'all are so funny. Yeah, all right, so let's go back to this idea. So Dante on guitar, again, this is brilliant. Like I'd love to show you some patterns that I like to do on the guitar that really work good, but I'm showing you on piano kind of the same thing. So watch this. So we know these first 5 notes of a key of C. We know we can go down to A and do the first 4 notes. Okay. All right, now watch this. We're gonna go. Notice that fits right under the hand. 3, 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. Now, because we're going to the F, I'm going to have to nail that F7. Here we go. There it is. F triad, C triad, A triad, D triad, G. Two and 3 and 4. 2 and 3. All right, now. So we have these 3 ideas of this. All this is going into the new chorus. But watch this. Okay, ba ba da 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 da. That gives me the satisfaction of the minor 3rd and the major 3rd. And when I go to F, I can do the same thing. That's diminished, but this idea. And we have the A blues scale. Now, the only other thing I'm going to add now is where we started today with this etude. We go, where we go, ba-doom, ba, 2 and 3, ba-da-da. So imagine if you just had this etude, and it could even be the first part of that. So we go. See how I went back to the home there? I'll do it again. I'll have to go back and listen to that, Dante. Okay. There's so much what we just did that is so crucial to enjoying playing music, and you can just take one of those ideas. You can go all day long. All that's going to sound fantastic. The last tip, how many likes do we have right now? I'm kind of scared to even know. But there's one important thing I want to leave you guys with for this lesson. It's really, there are tons of things. I'm going to try to do just one. This idea of you have chord tones will help give you some confidence. Right? Chord tones. And you don't even have to do chord tones all the way through. You could do kind of anything you want, blues scale, whatever. But if you're landing on some chord tones on downbeats, that will give you some confidence. I'm going to go totally random and not try to sound good on the offbeats. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to go. All right, that's a bad idea because I don't want you to miss out. The most important thing is this. If I'm thinking some chord tones, I start off with my blues. I'll do it super slow without the track. Chord tone. There's that flat 7. That's a chord tone. Chord tone. Chord tone. Chord, that's a 5th. Sharp 9, 5th of D minor. Flat 9. Flat 7 of E, 5th. Root of F. Root of C. Minor 3rd, 3rd. Third. Let's see. 12 watching, 9 likes means 3 watching. Abhinav says, can you do something in A flat major? You find that scale a little weird. The scale of A flat major? Yeah, sure. So A flat major, I mean, we really don't need to go down the scale of or another rabbit trail. We're winding this lesson up. But it's really important to say, all right, the key of A flat. You want to do blues? Should we just keep it blues? A flat major? Might as well. So the same thing applies. Okay, so the first thing is if we're doing A flat blues, we know our scale, our major scale is this, and it has 4 flats, right? But our Mixolydian scale has the flat 7, okay? So the fingering is 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's your regular. Nope, just blues. Okay, very good. Okay, so watch this. So for the key of A flat, it all depends on what you're doing, but you have to get up into the keys a little bit. So the first thing, as I just said, is you can do this. The first 5 notes, or that's the first 5 notes of the A flat blues scale, right? And don't be afraid of this. That's A flat, right? Now, if we go 3 half steps down, we're at F blues scale. We just want the first 4 notes. Right? Now watch this when I go to the D flat, which is the 4 chord of the A flat blues. Okay, so I'm just here. Oh, you say not just blues. Okay, sorry, I misread that wrong. But you see how nice that is to say, all right, first of all, just like we did 5/6 root, what's 5/6 root of A flat? Right? What's the 6th note of the A flat? It's that. There's your tritone. Okay. All right, any other questions on that? I would say one of your best things about the A flat scale for your blues is that you have F minor. All right, Avinash says playing the A flat major scale with the right hand has B flat on finger 4 on the scale run. Show how we reprogram the fingers for chords. All right, hold on. Let me see if I understand what you're talking about. Yeah, so A flat scale, 2, 3, and Avinash, you have the course where I include all your major scale fingerings, and I think you've probably been going through those, which is awesome. 30 chords you need right now. But and you said how you reprogram the fingers for chords. I would do it the same way. I would start with a chord like G13, root, flat 7, 3, 13, 9. Go up a half step. That's A flat 13, right? G13, A flat 13. And all I'm doing here is what you said, 4th finger. And if I'm on major 7 or G major 7, and you say A flat major 7, anyone that will do, and from your scale runs, you just think of 4 flats. Remember this. Isn't that nice to be able to do that? And notice that I'm doing right out of the course 30 chords you need right now, right? Very important. Just like we do, we said this chord right here. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is this? This is the 3rd chord in the course. Any other questions? Yeah, so this is the last minute or two of this. We're going to do just ask your questions. Those are good questions. What other questions do you have? All right, I guess that's it. I will go another minute. If there are no other questions, we'll wrap this up. Been a really good lesson. Still showing 2 awesome likes on my end. Of course. Dante, good to have you. While we wrap up, Dante, if there's anything you would like me to do on another video, just put it in the chat. It can be whatever you're thinking. Any concept you want to get better at, and I'll just remember that. You're welcome. I'm going to play this out. If you have any questions you have while I'm playing this song, to put them in there. Anything you want me to work on in the future? take an idea, any idea, wear it out, have fun with it, and play it over and over. Getting tired. All right, guys. Thank you for taking the time. Hot tip: have a good time at the piano nearby watching this. That is true. Be by the piano. And to all my guitar players and ukulele players and whatever, have your and saxophone players, have your horn. This is not the right thing to say to anybody, but have it accessible. Leave it out of the case if you can. That's just my fake saxophone player advice. Yeah, my hand's like really tired, and these licks, even these licks, are really hard to do over and over, especially with the different fingerings. Like even this lick, right, which really flies off the hand on the key of C and other slide keys. But certain keys like D flat, it's risky to go 3-5 here, so it's better to also practice 2-4 as you cross over. And C is fine. B and B flat. That's gonna be easier. B flat. A, I would use 2-4, 3-5 there because you almost don't have a choice. And sometimes when I'm working on those, I'm mixing I'm playing both fingerings, and so it's easy to miss when you're doing both fingerings. But it's really important to figure out when you're doing certain licks which fingering you want to use, so that in the heat of battle, meaning you're on the bandstand and you wanted to play a D flat lick like that, you could go to 2-4 and it's going to be better for you. C, no problem. B, I'd use 2-4, B flat, E flat, That's going to be a little bit tricky, Sue. You're here. You can either go, you can go 2-4, but then you have to go to thumb. So I'll probably do 3-5 there. D, I'd probably cross over, so 3-5, that works. And then after a little bit of practicing, then it starts to make sense. Awesome. Oh, that was a good lesson. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. All right, I'm going to turn my camera off as I always do to really say I'm checking out of this one. But I got a lot of practice in, and I hope that you did as well. Let me turn off my camera. And what I'm going to do, I've been doing this a little bit recently, is I'm going to keep my stream on for another minute, probably like 5 minutes or so. And you can comment any of your thoughts based on this lesson that we did today, or anything you'd like me to cover in a future lesson video. And I'm happy to do that. I always like to do whatever you guys are thinking. There's so many cool things that we don't even talk about on these lives, but there's so many possibilities. I'd like to get into more about diminished and things like that. All right, have a great day. See you, everyone. I'll come close the stream out in about 5 minutes.